Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Behind me I've got a 2007 Ford Freestyle, and this particular Freestyle has a worn out roll resistor. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how to quickly and inexpensively fix this worn out roll resistor. Let's check it out. Okay, so for this particular fix, you're going to need a few items before we get started. You're going to need a caulk gun, some 3M window weld. You're going to need some brake clean, some painter's tape, shop towels, just some clean up. If you get any of this polyurethane on anything, you want to get rid of that before it has time to cure. So with this roll resistor here, it's pretty difficult to get at. That's why we're not going to replace it. Instead, we're going to be filling the roll resistor with polyurethane. The entirety of what was in there is gone. So in order to kind of line everything back up, I'm going to keep that bolt going through the roll resistor as I fill it with polyurethane. So the polyurethane is going to bind to that bolt in the center, so if I ever do decide to replace it, it'll be a little difficult later on. But for now, this is going to be a good fix, and it's going to be rather easy to do. It should only take about 10 minutes in total. Taking a closer look at this roll resistor here, we can see the material on the inside is just completely gone, exposing the bolt right through the center. You can kind of see there, driving, accelerating, changing gears. This bracket here just bangs around on the aluminum housing. So we're going to get that fixed here. First thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take your brake clean, and you're going to want to make sure that any oil, grime, debris, what have you, is cleaned out, because we want to make sure we have a good clean surface for the polyurethane to bind to. A good way to do this is make sure you have that straw attached to your brake clean so you can get there at every angle. And you just want to be rather generous with it, because a lot of the debris we want to be able to flush out. So just go around it, make sure you're getting the underside of it as well. Brake clean's going to evaporate rather quickly, so we don't have to worry about waiting too long for it to dry up. So the first thing that I'm going to do is this side right here, closest to the intake manifold. I'm going to grab some painter's tape, and I'm just going to cover this side up so that as I'm filling in this side with the polyurethane, none of it's leaking out the other side. With the painter's tape, you don't have to be extra about it. If any polyurethane does happen to leak out the other side, just use a shop towel, wipe it off. Now we can get into actually filling this roll resistor with polyurethane. Now when it comes to filling this with polyurethane, what you want to do is you want to try to eliminate any chance for air bubbles to form. So to get started, we're going to work our way from the bottom up in this roll resistor. And in this particular case, I cut quite a bit here off the tip, so we get a generous amount coming out as we move, just so it doesn't take as long. I'll wedge that bad boy in there, and then we'll move on to the other side of the roll resistor as soon as we get this side filled up. Now that we've got this side of the roll resistor plugged up, we're going to move on to the other side. We're going to take off the painter's tape, and then we're going to work our way on the other side, making sure the other side is just as full and we don't have any air bubbles. Alright, so just like you saw on the other side how we filled it up, we're going to be doing the same thing on this side. We're just going to take the painter's tape off, go through, fill it up with the polyurethane. So as you can see, we do have areas where the polyurethane didn't quite get to, and that's what we're going to be eliminating by going in on this side. That's going to allow us to fill in a lot of these cracks and then the gaps here, just so we don't have any air bubbles. Alright, now that we've got this side filled with the polyurethane, we don't have any really big gaps, nowhere air bubbles can form. Ideally you want to do this with gloves. Since I don't have any, I'm just going to use my fingers. We're going to smooth out the surface of the polyurethane. It's going to look neater. Now that we've got the surface all smoothed out, I'm just going to go around, take off any extra stuff hanging off with a shop towel here. And that's it. For about $30 and 10 minutes of work, you've got yourself a roll resistor or a motor mount that's going to be working just like new.